Arizona and Utah to California and Hawaii. It's the most beautiful and diverse athletic conference in the entire NCAA. This is Commissioner Bob Hogue, inviting you to join our outstanding coaches, student athletes, and administrators as we talk about the great excitement in the PacWest. Now here's Assistant Commissioner Tom Camillo, live from our studios in Santan, Arizona.
We are live in the Santan Valley. Tom Camillo, Joe Carrero. This is PacWest Radio, and it is an exciting day. It's always an exciting day when the PacWest Radio is on.
And, you know, it's always an exciting day when I hear that because it says coming live from the Santan area, you know, and we are live, which is good. It's nice to be live out here.
You know what else is live? The new PacWest website.
That's correct.
Joe's got it up on the screen. For those listeners out there that want to check it out, go to thepacwest.com. The site is up and turned on.
Oh, this is exciting.
And I know, Joe, you're really excited. And
look at that.
He's tooling around through it a little bit. We're going to have some guests on today. Jim Geringer from Presto Sports is going to join us. It's a company that redesigned it. They specialize in smaller colleges, D2s, D3s, NAIAs. They do a great job with conferences and institutions, and they actually went above and beyond. They did a tremendous job. Greg Blake, who was our contact there, and worked personally with me and as we went through and developed the site. And there's many people that had an impact into this, and I don't want to forget anybody, but you know, Brandon Davis at Dominican and Rob Garcia at Academy of Art are co-chairs of the marketing committee in the Pacific West Conference. They were instrumental. Brandon Tripp, who's the assistant SID up at Fresno Pacific, Micah McDaniel, the SID at California Baptist, Scott Lowe at BYU Hawaii, Maurice Maggiolino from Chaminade, were all involved in.
This is beautiful.
So it really is. It's kind of takes elements of some of the schools, some of the things that were going on, and actually takes it to a little bit of a different twist.
And it's so fast. These guys are pros. I mean, it is like lightning.
It's good. So we'll let people kind of look around some of the big things. And if you can see, one of the things I want to point out before we go to our guest, if you look over on the calendar there, Joe, and you'll see that you have the game there. It's women's volleyball. BYU Hawaii today is playing West Texas A&M in the national quarterfinals. So the little V there, that's for video. So if you want to go watch that game today, that match, it'll start actually 1:30 our time here. It'll start. It's 3:30 on the East Coast, 2:30 Central. You can click on it. You can click back on a couple of different days. There's you can scroll down a little bit more.
You want to drive here? You want
let you because it's nice to see somebody that's doing it for the first time. That's what a lot of the audience is going to be doing it. Eventually, some of our sponsors will be in here. We'll highlight some items. You see, they're called sliders, and we have sort of a big thing there. Obviously, that's the Twitter page that comes up through our Facebook and then through our Twitter accounts that pop up. The video here on the right that you'll see is our PacWest magazine television show that Wayne Coitu does. He does a terrific job. And one of the features that has changed, if you look up, is in the past we couldn't do this, but now if you go back up to the photos to the top left there, and you click on Wayne standing there, now you can also play it there. So when the schools send in video of that they post on YouTube and they have things to promote, or like what we want to do is get institutional specific, say something about Point Loma. That maybe they have an institutional video about the institution. We have an opportunity to do that. The standings are clean. It's easy to find stuff. There'll be some additions that we'll add as we go through here. But it makes it go up to Joe. Go up to the sports up at the top, right above. Keep going left, right there. Sports, and then.
Did you want me to bring that?
And then click on like men's basketball. And this is one of the things that we're slowly building. Okay, stay at the top. Now, each page looks exactly the same, but this is all geared toward men's basketball. And one of the big things we're moving toward is more action photos of our, when we highlight some of the things. But if you can see across the top there, it says news, schedule, and results. Go ahead, go a little bit above the photos there, Joe. Take your mouse, go up a little bit higher, right there. Now, you'll see it says schedule results all time, standings all time, statistics all time. And fans can go back and click on those. You can look back on past schedules, past standings, past statistics. It's really kind of neat. We will be adding over the course of the next month or so. We have 7 years worth of records now. We're formatting those. One of the big challenges with records is when you kind of create minimums for percentages and those kind of things. That's something that we're still working through, but over the course of the next month, we're going to add those into it. And there's a lot of little tinkering we'll do along the way, but we're really, really happy about it. If you go above the calendar, Joe, I'm going to point this out. You'll see it says more news. Click on that. Well, those are stories that you'll see five are on the front page. But now if you want to scroll back and see recent stories, you can click on there and find some of the stories that have been over the last couple weeks. And they'll stay up there for a while.
I mean, longer than that. We're already back to
some of these go back pretty far that initially. And we'll probably, as we go along, shorten some of those up. You know, they might be on for, we might keep them on for several months so that you can go in and find what you want. But then you can go to the specific sport and find them. So there's some really innovative things. One of the neat things is,
Tom, this goes back to 2009 already.
Yeah, well, and then when they set it up, I think they put them all up there.
That's awesome.
So, but you can find everything on there. But if you look on the sides, and people probably won't notice this too much, but the kind of the out of focus photos was as a backdrop. Those are actually locations around the Pacific West Conference. Like if I recall correctly, I think that one might be Los Angeles, and then we had some really nice shots of Point Loma overlooking San Diego. We had shots of some redwoods. The redwood forest up toward Fresno. We had shots in Hawaii. So you have those kind of things in the background that will change periodically, and people might guess what they are, but that's what those backgrounds are for. And what I really neat is just kind of mouse over the names, the logos at the top of each of the schools. Go up a little higher.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's cool how it kind of has
doing my own thing here, not listening.
Well, you know what? You're captivated by it. A lot of times you have those things that people can't tell what those logos are. But they did kind of an innovative thing that pops up with the schools. But also, you see the reflections of the logos. It almost looks like it's in water or on a mirror.
I'll tell you what. I'm sending this to my web guy because this is got to be the best website I've seen. I don't know how long.
It's really.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to call these people and have a chat with them. Sorry, Dave. I'm very loyal, but. Dude, come on, man! Look at this thing. Holy cow!
Well, and we're going to get the, kind of tool around on the site a little bit and have some fun with it, and then at the bottom you'll see click on this PacWest News delivered to you. Click, go to the left. Keep going left a little bit to the arrow. Click on that.
Oh, there you go.
Now click on that first bar to your right. See, this is PacWest News,
and that'll put. Oh,
see, now if fans want to sign up, you go in and you can pick your sport of what you want. If you picked all PacWest News, you'll get everything from me. But you can pick the sport that you want, and you manage it yourself. So when I send out Players of the Week or any kind of news, if it's specific for, say, you had student athlete, a child that's playing, you have an interest in basketball, you're just interested in it. You'll get all the news that goes out through our office directly to your email, and then you could take it from your email and put it onto your mobile device.
You know how I feel about the PacWest when I see this? I feel the love.
Yeah, I know
I feel the love they're sending me by doing such a great job on the website here.
It's I know you got a phone call from, you told me, a doctor or a dentist in Denver whose son was an athlete.
Oh yeah,
in the PacWest, and I know you get a lot of calls. So there's a lot of information. It's one of the things that happens. This is since I've been involved in the conference now. This is the third website we've had, and as you grow, and after the last website we changed, and it was about 3 years ago. But as you grow, you start adding things. You start adding sponsors. You start adding sports. You start adding teams, and you're kind of confined to, the site actually kind of grew downward, because that's all you really had to work with. So once we kind of got the 14 schools on board and really kind of took a look around at the, what everybody had, it was really good then to take this time starting throughout the summer and the fall to kind of put this together in a really, nice manner. I know
you almost missed a feature here.
What was that?
And this is a huge, huge thing. For those of you that are on iPhones and your mobile phones, they have it optimized where you can go, oh, I'm on a mobile device. Bing, and then it conforms to your screen exactly. Yeah. These people, all I can say is they know what they're doing. They rock.
Well, why don't we give Jim Geringer from Presto Sports
is this him?
Why don't you give him a call? He's the guy, Joe, so you can...
I don't want to make his head too big.
But once you give him a call, and then maybe I can play with the mouse a little bit while you're dialing.
Please.
Let's see here. And if you have, while we're on the phone, if you have, if you have comments, you can call in at 480-745-1033, 480-745-1033, or on the website you can see the live chat. You can chat in, make your comments, and Joe will read them on the air. We always ask you to tell where where you're calling from, because we like to gauge on. So we have to hold on for just a minute. Oh, okay. Joe said, "Hang on 1 second." So Joe is asking you just to hold. Wow, we got some triggers. People were dialing in right away. So we do have a quick guest on the line, and then we'll take your calls. And so this has been. We're just really excited, especially with the conference basketball tournament starting. Just a really fun way to promote the college. I mean, all the universities, colleges, and universities that are that are part of the Pacific West Conference, and it'll be a lot of fun. So, there is a really quick question. So, and then I'm gonna put you on live. And then can I call you? Do you have an interest or not? There's a YouTube channel there, and that's the PacWest YouTube channel. So you can go and watch the different videos right on YouTube. Wayne Coito does a great job. With that section, our PacWest magazine has been really great. The PacWest Company store right there. We'll eventually have some games of the week. We'll start that this week. And in terms of some of that, and then this is an interesting feature. We'll talk a little bit more about that. What we're adding there. Jim, welcome to PacWest Radio.
Hey Tom, thanks for having me on.
So Jim Garinger from Presto Sports, and Jim, I tell you what, it's people, when we were kind of working on this with the sports information directors, and we were showing some of the the individuals, and even Greg Lake, who was working on it for us, there just was an element of excitement about this particular site, because there were some things that we had done before, and some innovations that were out there, and it's really seemed to come together nicely.
Yeah, it really did. With the layout, I know the video is a big thing now too. Nowadays, you guys did a great job, and honestly, we were just talking. It's really been a great process throughout, and it's a real pleasure working with the PacWest Conference.
It's funny. I know that they looked at. I know Greg looked at the. You looked at the video that the PacWest, that Wayne Coito does for PacWest TV, and the quality of it. And I guess we're used to it, but for Division II or III school, the quality is really high level, and something we just take for granted. But the comments I got from you guys is this is really far above of a lot of what you see.
Yeah, the video, especially the video player, having that and having the capability to put video in the story rotator. I know a lot of your fans, they come to your homepage, they want to see video, they want to see recaps, and to have that large video player there right on the homepage, I think it's a home run, really, in terms of website layout, and you guys did a great job of getting content in there. And I think in terms of quality of video, I haven't seen anything compared to this recently, especially on all different levels there.
The the rotator thing with rotating and being able to play the schools videos that are on YouTube in the story rotator is key. I know one of the big challenges was photographs. It's kind of like we really want to move toward action shots, and it really makes the page. And a lot of websites you see today are more horizontal in terms of the photos. They're just kind of wide, but it's actually kind of difficult when you look at sports. Most of the shots, and you're seeing them like in basketball, are more sort of the vertical. But we wanted them big, and Greg and you guys did a great job of kind of meshing the two to make a real good presentation on the front.
Yeah, I like the flexibility that you guys have with that. A lot of times, getting the photo, it's usually, like you said, vertical shots of one player. But the fact that you can click on the video on the home story rotator and then it expands to pretty much the width of the page really gives a big time feel for your website. I think it's great for the viewers, and it really expresses the quality of film that you guys have going there.
Jim, just quickly talk about Presto. I know you guys, your market, you do a lot of work with D2, D3, NAIA, smaller Division I's. It's really a niche that you guys have kind of come in.
Yeah, it's really been it's a real exciting time here at Presto Sports. Obviously, the PacWest, we've been partnered with you. I'm going on 7 years now. It's been a great partnership. But since those 7 years, we've actually added. We're working with more than 500 colleges and universities across the country. And like you said, it's a good mix. Mostly Division II, Division III. We're working right now with about 75 Division II institutions and then have more than 200 Division III schools. But we're really growing. Our system is built for sports information directors. It's built for fans. We want to make sure our sites are interactive and really get your viewers' attention. And we feel that the better we do that, the more customized we make our sites, the better suit for our clients and, of course, for the fans, parents, and local media as well, too.
And for those of you that are calling in right now, I turned the phones off for a minute because I just fielded 3 calls. I've got over 20 lines that are lit up. Let me just tell you what the first 3 people that called on your website said. Rita from Kona, Hawaii said, love the site. It's easy to use. Simple as that. I mean,
great. That's what we want.
That's right. Charlie from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania said, awesome. Finally, I feel comfortable browsing and finding what I need.
Great. Terrific.
I mean, holy cow. These are things to put on your website there. Let's see. Beth, Magic Junction, Tennessee. Very cool. How do I get a hold of them for our business? They don't only do colleges. Is that correct? Now, that's a good one because when we started the show, you said that you mentioned that they do colleges. So for those of you out there, let's just clarify here. You don't only do colleges, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we do athletic facilities, even sometimes businesses, sport-related apparel goods. We pretty much we're expanding our range. Of course, it's key. But yeah, we do more than just the colleges and universities. So if you're looking possibly for a recreation youth team, a league team, anything along those lines, we're real flexible, and we try our best to really meet the needs of our clients.
Oh, well, Jim, we appreciate everything you've done, what the company has done, and Greg just did a fantastic job. Kudos goes to him. I mean, he was going above and beyond. I mean, we were on the weekend and at night, kind of going back and forth with different things and made everything work. So we appreciate you joining us today.
Oh, no, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Geringer from Presto. Why don't you have, I guess you got a couple calls, and then we're going to dial into Bob Hogue real quick before you...
We'll get Bob. I'm not going to turn the lines until we get Bob since we have limited time.
And then we're really glad that the fans are enjoying this. That your phone's lit up like a Christmas tree, Joe.
See that.
And here's one thing I'd like the fans to kind of keep in mind. Joe and I talked about doing a show. We want to do a fan show. And what we're going to do at some point, we're going to schedule it and we'll promote it. We want to have the fans of the PacWest call in. And there'll be 2 rules. One, you just need to tell us where you're calling from, and the second rule would be, why do you like the PacWest? Now, you won't have to go on the air if you don't want, and we're going to schedule this show either right before or right after the holidays. We'll announce it, but we want to see where our fans are, because we get lots of calls from all over the place around the country about the PacWest, and we'll see it. Now we have joining us Bob Hogue. Bob, are you on a plane yet?
How are you doing there? I'm back in Orange County.
You made it back. So, Bob, the website's turned on, and the phones are lit up. And, Joe, read those comments, because I know Bob probably couldn't hear us because he just got off the plane. But the first 3 people called. Go ahead, Joe. You got to turn on his...
Better turn my mic on there. Rita, Kona, Hawaii, said, love the site, easy to use. Charlie from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, said, awesome. Finally, I feel comfortable browsing and finding what I need. And Beth from Magic Junction, Tennessee, said, very cool. How do we get a hold of them for our business?
So, Bob and Joe.
Wow, that is terrific.
Joe's got a Christmas tree worth of lights on his phone lit up, so we're going to keep you briefly so we can get to some of the callers. But I know that you saw the site before it went on. It really takes the PacWest to a next level.
It really does. I mean, it's outstanding looking site. Our goal is to be the premier conference in the West region, and hopefully one of these days the premier conference in all of NCAA Division II. This just ups our game, so to speak, as our teams are upping their game. And we're so proud of the work you've done, the branding committee, all of the sports information directors, and we certainly hope that we're going to get these kinds of positive accolades. I'm really impressed with it, and it'll drive a lot of people to start talking about the PacWest.
Yeah, it's funny. What I explain to people, and I'm looking to one up on this. People are watching up on the screen, and I know the photos that are behind. They kind of blurred them out, and that's a shot of, I think, from Oakland, looking over the Bay Bridge into San Francisco, or the other way around. I can't remember which way, but it was like an evening shot. And then on my laptop here, I have a shot in the background from Point Loma looking over San Diego, and it's just. It's those little things kind of highlighting the conference, but it really takes the best of a lot of different sites, some of the ones in our own conference, some around the country, and really kind of boiled it down to an easy to use but a very appealing site. And I know Wayne Coito, one of the big things we heard this morning, especially from the company, is that the quality of the video, the PacWest Magazine TV show, is beyond what they see in a lot of D2 and D3s. They were super impressed with that. And Wayne's the first video in the story rotator, so he'll have to sign autographs, especially after he comes off his appearance on Hawaii 5-0.
Well, that's great to hear. I know that we're really proud of all the work that we've done with PacWest Magazine, our television show, and the great work you do on the PacWest Magazine radio show. And, you know, this will give an opportunity to showcase both of those as we connect directly from this new redesign of the website. I expect that we're going to get a lot of great feedback, and we're going to get some people that maybe haven't checked out those other areas of our media because our new redesign of the website just looks so terrific and is going to work very, very well for us.
It's a tremendous site. It gives us a lot of versatility and like I said, in an easy-to-use format. So, Bob, we appreciate you joining us. We're going to talk with Rob Garcia, but we got a lot of calls we want to get to before we run out of time. So
I got to read Bob these last.
Oh, okay,
two.
Bob, hang on the line.
I was talking to these people a little too long there. Sorry.
Okay.
Mel from Salt Lake City said, "Top notch, like everything done by the PacWest, and love the show, Tom. Thanks."
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's Mel from Salt Lake. And he didn't tell me where, but Petersburg, wherever Johnny is in Petersburg. I'm not sure.
Virginia is the only one I know.
There you go. Maybe it's Virginia. Does the radio show well, and wow, I can find everything. I mean, these are all, nobody said, I hate it.
So, and they're all calls are coming. Well, thank God for that.
Exactly.
Because I think the show would end.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
you know what? It really is a fabulous site, and Jim is. He did. It's probably one of the best sites I've ever seen.
It's going to be a lot of fun as people kind of go through this. So, Bob, we appreciate you joining us, and we look forward moving in through the conference season, especially around the time of the basketball tournament.
Sounds good. Great to see you last night at Phoenix at Grand Canyon, and go PacWest. And boy, drive those folks to our website. Great job, Tom.
All right. Thanks,
Bob.
Thanks, Bob. Do you have any more callers, or did you put them on hold there? You want to take some more?
They're on hold right now.
They're on hold. Why don't you take some more, and I'll kind of go
real quick.
Take some more, and Rob's listening, and we'll put Rob. Rob knows Rob was an integral part of this, but he'll hang in there for us a minute. Take some of the calls because I do want to show fans. We started going in this direction. Oh, let me have the mouse. I'm doing it on my laptop instead of up on your screen. Like I said, if you go back to this area here, fans, please consider signing up. One of those things is that you get to manage it because you can go in if you get sick of getting emails with and they're going to be they're not ads, they're just the news stories that go out to the media, then you can unsubscribe at any time. You get to control that yourself. In terms of something that we're going to do today's scoreboard, and one of the places here is you can go on each of the sports. You can look at the calendar for the scores. You can click on this, and the scores will pop up here. But one of the things you'll be able to do, and once we start adding the links to it here, will be some specific stuff like here's a box score that you'll find. But you also will be able to find where live stats or video are taking place, like in this case right here, BYU Hawaii is playing in Pensacola against West Texas A&M. So if you click on this site, this will take you to the NCAA site, and you can watch right over here as you're watching along the match today between BYU Hawaii and West Texas A&M in the volleyball quarterfinals. So, oops, I think I knocked us off there, but Joe's laughing. But it just is one of the things about when you redesign a website and you add all the schools that you add, and you kind of take a look around, you want to stand out, and that was one of the things we looked at. We wanted to make it functional, we wanted to make it user friendly, but we did want it to stand out. Joe,
I'm going to stop there because of time constraints, because the phone I don't think is going to stop ringing. Janet Withers, San Francisco, and bear with me, Janet, and those of you that are calling, because I have to shorten some of your comments. Basically, very pretty, and really fast.
Nice.
She said a bit more than that, but that's shortened to the point. And then we have Raymond from Wichita, who was going on absolute, said he's the #1 fan of the PacWest, loves the PacWest, follows it to the T, and he said, finally, with a big sigh, and then he went, love it, thanks a lot.
Terrific.
You know why? Because, Raymond, we did this specifically for you. I mean, this is from you because we know you're the #1 fan out there. We wanted to make sure you were happy, Raymond, and you enjoy it.
That's terrific. Thank you so much.
Right on.
Thank you so much. Why don't you get it back up on the screen for us there? And I don't know what I did there.
You're busting up the place again, huh, Tom?
I got the blue screen of death.
No, that's not the blue screen.
I just wanted to make sure.
Scared me there. Don't want any blue screen.
No, I know. I understand that. But the Pacific West Conference, we are moving into, this is our 7th season in the current format. 2006-2007 was the first year, and there we are. And
there we are.
The season, the league has expanded. I've been with the conference, this is my 7th year, and we had 6 schools with 1 coming in when I started, and then now we're up to 14. Obviously Grand Canyon will be leaving after this year, going to Division I. They were an integral part of the PacWest growing, but still the amount of schools that have joined the conference and the dynamic range of the schools. The PacWest, I think a lot of people don't realize we have an art institution, we have 2 state schools, we have multiple faith-based institutions, we have 2 for-profit institutions.
You know what? I have people every single week ask me, what's the difference between the PacWest and the Pac-12 or the Pac-14 or 10? Or what's the difference? People want to know.
We're better.
Well, and that's what I say.
We're more in tune with the fans. No, I'm being a little but the Pac-12 and the Pac, whatever it's going to be, 14 or whatever it is Division I. Those are the UCLAs, USC, Stanfords. Those are the big-time Division Is. This is where Division II is life in the balance, where a student-athlete can compete, win championships, play on institutions with great athletic programs, and get great educations, and have an opportunity in some cases to move on to play at a different level. Those opportunities are there, but it's really about life in the balance. A difference between Division I and II is really there's a lot of differences, but when it comes down to it, scholarship, the amount of scholarships you're allowed to give. Or Division III, you're not allowed to give athletic scholarships. You give basically grants and aid, financial aid. So,
but if you play for any of them, that makes you very cool.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be a pretty good athlete. I mean, you look at basketball. I mean, it's like volleyball, women's volleyball, BYU. I mean, the players on a lot of those volleyball teams are, they're a bit taller than you and I, Joe.
I was thinking about going into women's volleyball, but height was my restriction there.
You and I would probably get crushed. There's some outstanding teams, outstanding schools there. So I want to call up Rob Garcia at Academy of Art, and Evan Axon is going to join him. We have a few minutes here, and just very briefly, and what we're going to do is talk to Rob. Rob was on the committee that helped do this redesign, but Academy of Art just launched their redesign about a week ago, and it was a simultaneous process, and it was really kind of I guess a sort of a fascinating process for Rob doing both at the same time. And Rob, the Sports Information Director at Academy of Art University in San Francisco. Rob, welcome to the program.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good, Rob. I know you got Evan there with you as well.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. Hey, I wanted to. The phones have been ringing off the hook. I don't know if you guys have been listening, but Joe had to actually cut them off to get you guys on the air today. People are just thrilled with the PacWest website. You were on the committee with the redesign. You were also redesigning Academy of Art's site at the same time, and talk about what that's like. Some of the thought processes you were kind of going back and forth between the two.
Sorry, Tom, I couldn't quite hear what you were saying, but I think you were asking about our website. And yeah, it was really a pleasure to kind of go through this process and turn on a new website after having been able to kind of work on it for that period of time.
When you were part of the branding committee, the marketing committee, and when we looked at doing a website at the conference level, and we went through that process of identifying things, How much did you take back to your own website, and then how much did you suggest from your own website to the conference website? Were you finding some commonality there?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think definitely when you you try to put the photos and kind of consolidate your space, it makes it so much more like I was kind of liking it to like a big stretch, like stretching out your kind of the static parts of your website, kind of pushing those to a place where it makes it easier to work with people, but then allowing for the photo to kind of really take flight and be able to be shown off. So those aspects definitely were the same, and I think, as you mentioned before, that's kind of the way that websites are heading now in the future.
It's I know Evans has a keen eye for a lot of this, and it was involved with the Academy of Art process, and I know he gave you a lot of feedback on the PacWest site. And Evan, what's it like just redesigning? It's really a grueling thing. People think it's easy, but you really got to pay attention to detail when you do something like this.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of little things that go into it that you don't really think about. You think that you're going to go into the website and, it's new and everything's fine, but then you come down to the little things like, people can't read what the little, what the menu bar says, and the links go to, somewhere different that you haven't really thought about before. So, there's a lot more detail into it than people think. You think about, all the different things you click on the website, and, you're in charge of where those links go. So a lot of it is on the front end. You see a lot of things, you click on a lot of things. People come to the website, only click on a couple of things per time. But, we have to make it available for whatever someone wants to look for. So that there's a lot more detail than people think, but being part of that process was, a great learning experience for me, and being able to do it, for our website and also for the PacWest website basically at the same time. It was, we're pulling double duty, and it was nice to be a part of it.
Just kind of one more question for you guys, and it's just general about websites. In the past, you had a lot of bars down the sides for websites for a long time, so people could just kind of click on them and find their stuff. After a while, when you grow, it kind of restricts the look of it, because you have this bar down the side that has all your different options and sports and everything. And the trend really is to kind of do what we've done here, what you guys have done, is to put those sort of items across the top and have an easy drop down that people can navigate.
Yeah, I think we were kind of dealing with a website that over the past 3 years that was trying to sort of adjust to the new trends in in kind of the way the websites are laid out, and that was a big aspect. You could there's advantages to having everything there for you, but then you sacrifice some of the kind of things that you can feature. And so now with being able to integrate the video like you guys are talking about, and just being able to kind of introduce people to things that you may have already been doing but they haven't been seeing, that really is done through the drop-down menus across the top. So we were happy with that on both aspects.
We have Joe with it. Joe, scroll back up to the top there, and right above the photos, now come down a little bit where it says Top News. Come down to your left. No, okay, there you go. Now click on Conference Standings. One of those things we kind of overlooked. You can go there, and then you can click on a sport and find any of the conference standings easily.
Look at how nice that
right
is.
There.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah, and they've really made, so you have those. You can click on any of the sports there.
You know what I'm amazed at is how fast it is. And I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, we're running supercomputers here, but
no,
this is an incredibly fast website. It is lightning.
Well, it's funny because that's been an argument of a lot when people put up a lot of photos and different stuff. And one of the things, and Rob, I don't know if you can, you guys might echo this or not, but there's people start cluttering up the websites and it slows it down. They put so much sort of junk around it, and people get frustrated because they want to come and they want to find what they want to find.
Yeah, well, the big thing is, as we're moving forward, you're talking about the drop-down menus at the top. Is you're finding a new generation of people who know how to use the internet, who've grown up using the internet. So they'll be more active in finding what they want to find. So I think that the big thing we're focusing on more is, again, what we're talking about, photos, videos, things that are big, things that you can feature. They really grab your attention. And if someone really wants to find something, providing a way for them to find it that's not too difficult. But decluttering the website in terms of, making it cleaner, making it more easy to navigate. Maybe not necessarily having links to everything in one page, but having, just kind of pointing them in the right direction where it's less text, more images, less clutter, more clean lines and things like that. And that's kind of where we're going right now. And that's, with the website how it is now, the way you guys are doing it and the way we're doing it as well, it's you're not overwhelmed by text, which is a big thing moving forward.
Yeah, that's one of the things in our old website is there was a real, people really liked the standings, but it was a big part of that front page, and but we didn't want to lose the standings. So by setting it up this way, people can find the conference standings easily enough, but it's not the dominant feature. It's like laying out a page. I mean, I grew up. I mean, I was a sports editor and laid out daily paper, and you wanted photos and images on the front. You didn't want a lot of heavy text. You wanted headlines and photos to catch their image and then let them read.
I do have to ask a quick question. Now, I figured it out, of course, because I'm on the computer all the time. But why do you lose the home button? And I noticed of course, the PacWest logo takes you right to the home. Do you usually? I don't know. What's the answer to that?
In other words, you're saying like add a button that goes to home, like on another page. Like click on men's basketball, right there.
Because it always
PacWest home. See it right there?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
So the front page is your home, but you can click on the logo.
It's pretty much always on the home page.
Yeah. They look similar to pages, the sports pages. So, but listen, guys, Evan and Rob, we appreciate you joining us, and thank you. Really, the conference thanks you for all your input and all the help that you give to the PacWest.
Our pleasure. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us on.
All right.
Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Thank you.
Rob Garcia, Evan Axon from Academy of Art University, just a couple of people that really helped out. So, Joe, if people if people want to send in comments to you that we could kind of keep, and what's the best way? You want them to go through the chat and do it?
Well, when we're on the show live, yeah, of course. But if they want to just send an email, they can just shoot me an email. I'll forward them to joe@kqcklive.com, and I read at most of them, and as many as I can. And
then if you and again, we'd like to. What Joe and I are planning here is a fan show. And we're going to plan this here. We'll announce it where we want the fans to call in. They can come on the air. We just want to talk about the PacWest. We want to find out where you're from.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, where you're from and why you like the PacWest. If you have kids that are playing in it, if you played in it, the schools, all that stuff. We're just it's going to be a really fun kind of a give back to the fans that have been following us. So, Joe, I know we've gone over a little bit, but we appreciate it. I know KQCK had the official unveiling of the PacWest website. I know you were thrilled with that. So.
Absolutely.
So for Joe Carrero, I'm Tom D. Camillo. We'll check you out next week on PacWest Radio.
Hi, this is Daniel, your host for Rock and Roll 101, every other Sunday at 5 on KQCK.
Attention.